YouTube, how are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to TFN. Just gonna be me today, just covering the end of the Premier League season, the last game week 38. Some interesting things happened during this game week. So watch the whole video to hear my breakdown of thoughts on it. But yeah, please like the video, comment, subscribe, let us know what content you'd like to see in the future. But let's get straight into it. I think the first game we're going to talk about was Arsenal versus Palace. 2-1. I think Gabriel Jesus and Noni Madueke scored first. Afterwards, a goal from Mateta. I can't remember at what time, but late on in the game, a consolation goal. Arsenal rested a lot of players. I think they rested quite a few players for this match. Meaning, obviously, they have Champions League final coming up pretty soon this weekend on Saturday. So Raya was rested. I think Saliba was rested. Yeah, I can't remember anyone else. I remember those two because they were in my fantasy team, unfortunately. But yeah, Arsenal rested quite a few players, but still managed to seal the celebrations of with a win on the final day of the season. I think Palace played well. Bit of a nothing game. But Palace played well. I think, especially the last couple of minutes from what I was watching, they after Mateta scored, they put a bit of a challenge on, but really, Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal players were too concerned about this result. Obviously, they've already sealed the league title before this. It would have been nice if the league went over to the final day for the decider. But yeah, no. Afterwards, trophy celebrations for Arsenal kicked off fully. They'll be hoping to add the champs trophy to the parade coming soon, but we'll see. Hopefully, they don't. But yeah, just a comfortable win for Arsenal. Really comfortable, I guess. Bit of a nothing game, really. Arsenal, like I said, finishing off the celebrations or closing off the Premier League season with a win. I think, yeah, on top most of the season, really deserved winners of the league. No matter how much I don't rate their fans or banter with their fans, they deserve this one fully. So they'll be hoping. I think for Arsenal next season, they'll be hoping to continue this vein of form, but with some better football. They're playing some haram ball this season, but they got it done in the end, so no one really cares. But I think next season they'll be hoping to play prettier football and win it a bit more convincingly, I would say. But yeah, that's Arsenal versus Palace. Nothing too crazy to write about. The next game, sorry, I wrote it on book here. It's West Ham versus Leeds. So this match, I think halftime it was 0-0 or 1-0. I can't remember. But tight first half. Obviously, West Ham needing the win to overtake Spurs for relegation. Ultimately, though, the 3-0 win wasn't enough. They end up going down to the Championship. Big club like West Ham. This is a massive club going down to the Championship. Big thing for West Ham now and for West Ham fans is if they do not come up next season, they might be down there for a while. So they'll be hoping to bounce back, into the Premier League season. But yeah, good win for them. They would, if they play like this the majority of the season, they wouldn't be in this position they're at. But ultimately, it was too little, too late for West Ham. And there's going to be a bunch of players leaving from them. If I were to guess, I think Bowen won't be playing in the Championship. I don't think Fernandez will be playing in the Championship. So yeah, I know the couple of sales. So we'll see. I don't know if they were sticking with Nuno. I haven't checked if they terminated him or not. I can't. Don't have the news on that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens for West Ham. had a bit of a soft spot for West Ham, but ultimately they go down. Nothing came for Leeds really. I think Leeds were fully on the beach in this one already on holiday, so West Ham get the win on this, but not enough. Then next game, oh, Chelsea. What a disappointing season from Chelsea. They ultimately finished 10th on the log. So this match versus Sunderland won 2-1. Then Palmer scored in this game. I don't know. I can't remember who scored for Sunderland. I didn't even watch this game really. The way when I saw Sunderland win 1-0 up, I switched off this game. But so this game was like a direct shootout, if I would say, between Chelsea and Sunderland for who gets Europa League. Because of the result again for United against Brighton, the winner of this game was going to get the final Europa League spot. Ultimately, West Ham do the double. I think they do the double over Chelsea. I remember Stanford Bridge. I think they beat Chelsea in the first game at Stamford Bridge. If not, Chelsea didn't. I don't know. Chelsea didn't beat Sunderland this season. So Sunderland win 2-1. They make it from promotion to Europa League. That is an incredible story from Sunderland, especially how far up they are compared to their rivals Newcastle. Brilliant season from Sunderland, really, but a absolutely disappointing shit season from Chelsea. Disappointing for my club, really. I don't know next season for Chelsea. One game a week. They, Chelsea need to push next season. Need to. With one game a week and Xabi Alonso coming in, hopefully they can sell. If Chelsea needs to sell Wesley Fofana, sell Malo Gusto, sell Liam Delep, sell Gittins, sell Lavia, sell Sanchez, sell Desasi, sell Badiashile. A complete overhaul from Chelsea is needed, which I don't know if that will happen. I hope Alonso comes in and gets what he needs and sells who he doesn't need, especially Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana needs to go. Wait, am I lagging? Yo. Yeah, Wesley Fofana needs to go, Chad. I think he's Chelsea's second highest earner. We bought him for 78 million. He needs to go. He's been a terrible. I think this might be Chelsea's worst ever signing. He needs to go, really. But a terrible season from Chelsea, finishing 10th. West Ham finishing 7th, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th, yeah. Finishing in the Europa League spot. Great from Sunderland. Come on, Chelsea, man. Next, we had also a bit of a nothing game, really. I think it's City versus Villa. Villa winning 2-1. I think 2 goals from Watkins. I would have thought that City would have put a bit more effort into this game. Pep, especially being it his last game for City. I thought they would have wanted to send Pep away with a good result, but ultimately not. I think he rested Haaland. Cherky didn't start. Nico Riley didn't start. I don't know what the aim was with that squad. I think it was more just for players who have been playing to play. I think that was the real aim. That Pep selection, which ultimately they ended up losing. I would have thought that they would have wanted to go out with a win, but 2 goals from Ollie Watkins. I believe he's in the England squad as well, so perfect way for him to go into the World Cup. But yeah, both teams already qualified for champs. City not playing for anything in Europe. Villa having already won the Europa League, so I think it was just a close off of a good season for Villa and a good season for Unai Emery. Yeah, not too much really on that game. Next one was United Brighton 3-0. Yo, I think good from Bruno Fernandes. Broke the assist record, overtaking Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne with 21 assists this season. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think Bruno won Player of the Season as well. So yeah, top season for Bruno Fernandes. I don't think United are going to sell him. United fans, let me know if you would sell Bruno and cash in on him because I think he is aging a bit, but yeah, he's on the later stages, but coming off a 21 game season or 21 assist season, I don't think United fans will be wanting to get rid of him. But 3-0 win for United, good close off to the season. They finish third place. Brighton, this game had something in it for Brighton actually. A win for them or a draw maybe. They would have been in Europa League, but ultimately they lose 3-0. That opened the gap for Chelsea or Sunderland to overtake them on the log table, which Sunderland took. Chelsea did not. So Brighton finish in the Conference League. Not too bad for Brighton. I think they will. It'll be an easy walk for them in the conference because no teams from Europa League drop down, obviously. So I think it could be an easy European title for Brighton if they focus on it really and push for it. So ultimately, not a bad season for both teams. I think for next season, United fans will be hoping to push for a title challenge, from what I've heard. Depending on who they sign this summer, we'll see how it goes for United. Then the last game, last game of the season, or last game I'm gonna talk in depth about is Spurs versus Everton. 1-0 win to Spurs, securing their uh, Premier League football. I know it was a tense game for for the Spurs fans. Afterwards, you could see them celebrating like they won the league. But I mean, to stay up and not go down the championship is a good thing. But ultimately, I think Spurs fans should demand a lot more. This is now 17 games in a row that Spurs finish 17 seasons. What am I saying? 2 seasons in a row that Spurs finish 17th. Yes. Yeah, 2 seasons that they finished 17th for a Big Six team that is absolutely abysmal. I'm disappointed in Chelsea finished 10th. Spurs just avoided relegation on the last day. Spurs fans do not be happy with your owners, with your players. Do not be happy that they uh, survived relegation. That's you should be now demanding a lot more. If your team finishes in the bottom half or outside the top six next season, you guys should riot honestly because you fair enough you stayed up, but please do not celebrate it like you won the league. This is an abysmal season from Spurs. They need a complete overhaul. I think they'll do better with this De Zerbi next season. Just judging off what he demands from the club and his players, I think he will do better next season. How far he pushes them up, I don't know. He needs to make a lot of signings or get a lot of players. Hopefully, some of the players start off next season well and they don't get injured. With like half their squad got injured. So we'll see what happens with Spurs next season, but I think they'll just be happy with surviving. Or yeah. But to close off on the league table, obviously we had Arsenal winning the league. Well done to Arsenal Football Club. City second, United third, Villa finished fourth to round of the top four. Liverpool finished fifth, still getting Champions League football because obviously fifth in the Prem gets champs in the new format. So Liverpool still get Champions League football. I think Liverpool drew 1-1 to Brentford, but it was a nothing game really. But yeah, 1-1 Liverpool drew Salah's last match and Andrew Robertson. Bournemouth finished sixth. Bournemouth Europa League for them, massive for Bournemouth, massive to finish Europa League. I don't know. I think if they qualify for Champions League, they were going to have to play their Champions League matches or their home games somewhere, a different stadium, because their stadium is a bit too small for Champions League. I think they just about make it to play Europa League. They might actually not even be allowed to play Europa League at that stadium because it's going to be the likes of AC Milan and Juventus, to name a few clubs, playing Europa League. So it'll be interesting to see AC Milan playing at that stadium. We'll see about that. Yeah, then obviously to round off Europa League was Sunderland. Mass brilliant from Sunderland. Like I said, I think they'd be absolutely aesthetic with that, or aesthetic, whatever that word is. And then Brighton finish off the European spots for Conference League. Then we go into relegation. Confirmed relegation was Burnley, Wolves, and West Ham. Unfortunate for West Ham. Unfortunate for all three teams, but they're hoping to bounce back fairly quickly. I was actually watching the matches with a Wolves fan. First time I met a Wolves fan, but uh, also met someone that's a Wolves fan. So it's nice to see the world from that perspective. But yeah, now they'll be hoping to bounce back in next season. And then coming up, I believe, was Coventry City with Super Frank, Coventry City, Hull City, and Ipswich. Yeah, those three teams getting promoted. So judging off the teams that came up for the season just passed, they'll be hoping to emulate that and stay up with like Sunderland and Leeds staying up. The teams coming up in those three will be hoping to stay up as well. So we'll see. Because I think the season before this, the teams that got promoted were so bad that that's why Spurs last year didn't. There was no threat to relegation, even though they finished 17th because the bottom three teams were so bad. So the teams coming up will be hope to mount more of a challenge for staying up. So we'll see that how that goes. But yeah, that's just been my roundup of the Premier League final game week. We'll be doing a video on predictions for next season and who we think was the worst signing, who we thought was the best signing of the season. We'll be giving our TFN awards as well for like best young player of the season, best goalkeeper, and those sorts of keeper. Watch out on the channel for that. But yeah, that's been Caden for TFN signing out.